Hey everybody, this is my video for Nexus Madman, and I wanted to start backwards, right? So we have this fan of Nexus and Madman called Haruka Sumtani, right? I hope I pronounced it right. She was 19 years old when this came out, and she wrote to Baron and Rude, and she was saying what she's a fan of, right? And what she likes. She reads Japanese comic books, but she doesn't like American comic books because they have big-breasted women in comic books, right? But she loves Nexus because they have regular-sized women, right? So they have their monsters, this, that, and the other. But Sundra has regular-sized breasts, and she also pointed out that that she likes Mad Men, and Joe in Mad Men, Mad Men's girlfriend, also has regular sized breasts. So she's a fan. She wanted actually them to have a crossover, right? He said, please collaborate with Mike and Laura Allred, right? So Laura Allred, his wife, is also a colorist, a great colorist, right? So she sent in this letter. So we got the team. We got Mike Barron, right, the writer. We also got the dude, the artist. We got Mike Allred. I always like to point out that I think artists, they like to point out that some people are too handsome to be comic book artists, and they put Mike Allred, I think Dave Gibbons, in that category when they were young. But now I think Mike Allred is a little more rock star, even though he says he's not. He's just a comic book guy, but he looks more like old school, like a what does he look like? The Trace Atkins, that guy, the honky tonk badunkadunk guy. You've got like now like a western, like a western gunslinger look. They're not mentioning what's the name, but anyway, and they started talking about how they do that. Right? They have we have Baron scripts. We have dude's layouts, and then his finished pencils, and then to get used to doing um, Mad Men, you just did some sketches of Mad Men and Joe, right? And saying if you like that, go see Executioner Song. That's a really good one, right? So let's skip through it. Let's go back to the beginning, right? So this, I said that the Baron and the Nexus and the Nexus and Magnus Robot Fight is great because it's bringing Steve Root styles together, and this one is just bananas. Like it is just totally bananas. There's no other way to describe it, right? So you got this great cover. It's I think Byrne had a cover. Well, it was a paint. No, that was actually a paint. That was a picture, a photo by his wife or something like that. So this is trying to have the comic book process, but we have Madman jumping into the Nexus comic book. So this crossover, we have Joe in the back. It says meets Madman. So we have him joining in the fun, right? So it's like this is, I guess kind of breaking the panel borders, and they throw Badger over there in the corner, but I don't think Badger's in this one, right? Yeah, it's this Madman isn't kind of a break the fourth wall though outside the panels, but it was definitely humor. So kind of, I think Rude is trying to capture Madman in a different way, right? So, but it's definitely Madman, not this episode. See here. So we have Mike Baron on the plot, along with Mike Allred did the co-plot and did script for Madman, and then we have Steve Rude, the illustrator and cover artist, right? So this is Hooper. Okay, I'm not going to explain all this, right? Right? And This is kind of, you know, the Ross Perot of this area of Wylam, right? So we have Hooper in here, and he's going to lead us to getting Madman here. Of course, you saw the action figure of it, right? So doing all the stuff to go back to the 20th century so we can guess. This is all in the future. And mind you, in present day Nexus, they're going back to Earth, right? So we have Wylam, and we have our leads, which of course is Nexus, Horatio Hellpop, and Sandra Hellpop, his wife. At this point, they don't have a child yet. He just has two daughters with right. So this sort of jukebox monster comes out of nowhere. And let's see the style. It is in the style of Russ Manning, but we can see it's kind of a jukebox. And he said, similar to some ancient films in the 20th century. Right, so seeing all the stuff by the, what's the name? By Vooper, right? And then we have another official in here. So we have the Madman statue, right? So this is going to be just having, look at all of the stuff from the period, like the 20th century that they got. So they're kind of looking through all the stuff, right? And of course, Judah, the hammer, is looking at it. So they kind of do a seance so they can. And Madman is brought to this day, but he was trying to talk to Joe, you know, his sweetheart. But actually, you're not Joe. And he's not in Snap City, and he's in Wylam, right? They're trying to get. You know, he's looking for Captain Kirk when he got here, right? So yeah, this is. I mean, it has like everything in this thing. It's another, and there's a mystery. It's expressly for kids, expressly. And then they're thinking about it could be Elvis, right? And some of them try to get on, but they don't let Nexus on, and the bus leaves. Um, oh no. And they get to his real name. He's not just Madman, he's Frank Einstein, right? So I think they try to send him back. And they run into Jack Kirby. Now, luckily, they slipped in a little full-figured woman in here, right? But at the same time, with all the fun coming, this robot is about to step on Madman. And Madman gets out, and he has, I think, a jetpack on him, right? And he's doing circles around that robot, saves the kid. And they find a role. They have a, what's the name of a manual, right? So yeah, we're just looking through this, but yeah, it's definitely a fun, gorgeous thing that you guys should check out. I'm giving you just bits and pieces of it, but yeah, they all in this amusement park, and then we have the king, right? And they have written on it Josephine. It said, "Joe, say it ain't so." He shoots, and Joe shows up, his girlfriend. All right. And next to her is the king, right? And we're trying to hint who it is. And we see a monkey, right? And the last mystery is a glove. Look at that. Look at the shot of Joe eating, um, eating cotton candy. That's really good. He's really talented. And he said, "That's my favorite album." And it's King of Pop. It said the king, right? So they have a visual representation of the King of Pop. And this is the glove one. And then Madman wants her to listen to the Yardbirds, the Who, and the Velvet Underground. And there's a little shot of Michael here saying X Presley. She was his wife. She got away clean, with her dignity intact. All right. So it leads to with Michael Jackson, leads to a party. And we see all of them swinging their girls around. Lindy hopping. That's what it is. Right? And Booper, who started all this stuff, he rolls out of town. Right? So I gave you the end, right? Those bits. So it's just a fun story, possibly one of the more fun crossovers we have there. So with all the hustle bustle of Batman, Spawn, or what else? What other ones were there? I guess Star Trek X-Men was kind of a fun one. Force, but it's kind of fun. But I guess mine were these Batman, Captain America, and the amalgams. What else? There's probably some more. Batman, Punisher is pretty good. Anything else? Well, the crossovers used to be the thing, so it's kind of tough to say. Think about ones that didn't. Oh, Steve Rude's Hulk Superman. That's a good one. So obviously, in the classic ones, the first one, Superman versus Spider-Man, Batman versus the Hulk is another good one. Just costs too much for me to get it now. It's a gorgeous book, must get. Obviously, X-Men Titans is a great one. I'm iffy. The art I like in what's the name? Avengers, JLA Avengers. Story after the second issue kind of gets iffy. But anyway, I guess that's about it. I have these done. Spin Rack is out.